Hi, okay guys, so this is like the second part of the video of neutralization reactions, but now we're going to know how can we obtain the reactants from the neutralization reaction. So remember that this is, again, it's a double replacement reaction, so we can go back, okay, and see what reactants react to form the products. Okay, now we have these three examples right here. Okay, let me show you. Okay, so we have as products, okay, sodium chloride. Check this. Sodium chloride and water. What does that mean? That means that at least sodium, okay, sodium, okay, as here we're going to know that sodium is a cation. It is still a cation in the reactant part. So sodium must be here. Oh, sorry. Must be here as a cation, and the chloride is an anion, so it also must be here as an anion. That means that the sodium is the cation for the hydroxide, and the chloride is the anion for the hydrogen. Okay? So water, remember, comes from the hydrogen and the hydroxide reaction part. So this hydrogen is this one, and this hydroxide is this one that is together with the sodium. Okay, so now we have that the reactants to produce the sodium chloride in water are the hydrochloric acid and the sodium hydroxide. Okay, now for the next example, we have again water that comes from the hydrogen and hydroxide, but now with the potassium carbonate. Okay, now just remember that the potassium carbonate, it has two ions of potassium right here, but that's because it is with the carbonate ion. Okay, when the potassium is here as the anion in the hydroxide part or in the base part, is because it's only one, because it is with hydroxide, and hydroxide is an ion that has only one negative charge. Okay, so you only must include one potassium because potassium has a charge of +1. And in the other side, we will have the carbonate ion producing, well, forming an acid, and that is the carbonic acid. This is the carbonic acid. Okay. So carbonic acid reacts with potassium hydroxide to produce the potassium carbonate and water. Now it's important to remember that we have to have this, we have to balance the equations. Okay, so we must also include like a number 2 right here, and that's how we can balance this. Now the other one has magnesium nitrate and water. So magnesium, again, is a cation, and the cation comes from the base. Okay, so it's magnesium with hydroxide. Magnesium, as you can remember, okay, magnesium is a cation that has two positive charges, so it must be with two hydroxide ions. Okay, and the nitrate comes from the acid, the anion comes from the acid, so we have the nitric acid right here. Okay, remember that the nitrate ion, it has one negative charge, and that's why it is only with one hydrogen here. Okay, so this is how can we go back to the reactants and a neutralization reaction.